project is a 4-year project that really seeks to help Jamaicans really change the way in which we view water and conserve water as a key strategy to managing what has become a reality for us, which is climate change. And what has happened right alongside climate change is that our patterns of rainfall has changed. And so we're experiencing periods where we're having longer droughts. And that has therefore served as a sort of precursor to many of our homes experiencing water lockoffs. So for many of us here in Jamaica, there are times when you turn on the taps, there's no water. And so we have to become really creative, and we have to think in a much more sustainable fashion about how we do manage the periods that we get water, so that we have sufficient left for the periods when rain isn't falling as much. So the project is seeking to do two things, and I like to look at it as sort of dealing with the demand and supply. On the one side, through the JN Bank, the project will on-lend loans that are coming via IDB to a JN Bank to on-lend those funds to developers. So that developers, from the very time they're starting construction or even making the plans for construction, they can work into those plans, putting water efficient features within the homes, whether it's houses or apartments, townhouses, whatever is the solution they're implementing. From the very time they're designing that construction, they should be thinking about what are the water efficient features that we can put throughout this entire building. And so the loan is really an incentive. It's to incentivize developers thinking in that way. On the other hand, through the JN Foundation, we're sort of looking at how do we increase people's awareness that there are practical steps that we could take as householders. So we know the problem is going to happen. We've been living it for many years. The drought is going to happen. There are going to be periods of water lockoff, but what can we practically do to combat that, so that our households can continue to run as seamlessly as possible? So it involves raising awareness about what is the issue, what we can do about it, what devices can you place in your homes, how do these devices work, where can you get these devices from? Simple things like that this project will, on the foundation side, focus on doing. So the very fact that we're dealing with water sort of means that we have to look at, who are the agencies that are typically responsible for this resource. And so in creative ways, so for instance, as part of our steering committee, a representative of the National Water Commission sits on that steering committee to sort of help us with the insights, to understand, what can work, what can't work, what are some of the practical ways things are currently done that the project might be able to interact with. The National Water Commission is that agency that's really responsible for making sure that the supply is getting to householders on a daily basis. And so when you have water lockoffs, they're a key person that will make that decision. And so the project really seeks to figure out, in doing our business and financial cases, in testing more water efficient solutions for householders and so forth, it has a direct impact on what the Water Commission itself is trying to do. And so it's made sense to keep them abreast in terms of what we're doing in the project, share information when we get it, when we've done our research, we've shared it with them, as well as they have been part of helping us to do the research.